Okay, so I'm Michelle with Stitchcraft. I'm operations, and then I'm also joined here with Rebecca, who's one of our account executives. Today, we're going to host an office hours that's about color theory and color psychology for your business. And each month, we host an office hours, and we start with 10 to 15 minutes on the topic at hand, and then we open up the rest of the time for any questions you have, be it on the topic or anything else you'd like to talk about? So we also have this in blog form. You can view this at the Stitchcraft Marketing blog, and this is the picture to look for. The title is Color Theory for Your Business. So what is color theory? Color theory is the study of how colors work together, how colors influence perceptions, how colors affect emotions. And this also includes how colors impact decision making, like clicking through to learn more, hitting that buy now button, and completing checkouts. You can also think about this as in person throughout your store, what people are grabbing towards, where they walk away from because they don't know what to do. Color theory affects everything. So why does color theory matter? When you learn color theory, you gain a new perspective to add into your strategy over many facets of your business. This can be branding, merchandising, marketing, website design, and even just basic organization. So some people like to think of color theory as the psychology of color. And the basics of this are warm colors and cool colors. And warm colors tend to energize and stimulate creativity, while cool colors tend to create a calming experience. So this is a color wheel that I really like from Convisioner that does studies on conversion rates for colors. And this just highlights some of the different color aspects and impacts from each color. So I'm only covering 6 main colors here that we see in these studies about conversion, because that's what we want for business, right? We want more conversions. So warm colors, we're talking yellow, red, and orange. Yellow typically inspires hope, happiness, laughter, originality, and creativity. Red inspires passion, love, anger, excitement, and action. And then orange inspires energy, enthusiasm, confidence, excitement, and adventure. For cool colors, we're talking blue, purple, and green. Blue inspires trust, responsibility, loyalty, honesty, and security. Purple inspires calm, sophistication, balance, bravery, and creativity. And green inspires balance, harmony, peace, hope, and strength. When you bring color theory into retail, I find, at least, that most crafty businesses desire to foster a place that inspires creativity. It's good to have some calm, confidence, and trust building centers too. So you want to balance the warm and the cool. And then so I always suggest to walk through your shop, be that your in-person brick and mortar or your online shop, and take note of spaces that feel warm or calm and cool or confusing when focusing on the color. And you'll see through this presentation, I highlight a Castaway Yarn Shop. This was my first local yarn shop, and they do a really good job at playing with warm and cool throughout their space. You can see they have brick as their main background, but they also have white and for all of their displays to help highlight colors and create breathability throughout their space, which we're going to cover in more detail. So what spaces that I like to consider to have as warm spaces are your shop entrance, your home page, your key products, and cool space in, sorry, I forgot, also your classrooms. Foster that creativity there. Cool spaces are, or calming, and I also like to say trust building spaces. Your checkout or register area, bathrooms, and then a gathering space to relax in store. So this is further into Castaway Yarn Shop, and I just wanted to highlight how they have their colors organized the same way throughout their store for any of their products, be it their yarns or their gifts. Like they have a sock section of fun, funny yarn humor socks, and they're all organized in exactly the same way. And then when you jump into their gathering spot, which maybe you can see with my um, cursor, they start to highlight more of the cool colors. They have this teal couch. There's an Afghan covering a green chair, and they have a nice white couch as well. And then there's confusing spaces too. So yeah, I really want you to take note of confusing spaces. These are often cluttered. There's many colors at once without defined organization. That's why I was mentioning that on the last slide. Merchandise furniture is competing with the inventory, and there's lots of messages in one space that's creating an uncertainty in what should be taking priority, what your customer should be focusing on. So with this, we want to create a color strategy. The basics are simplify. That means going back to looking at your art class color basics, your color wheel again, your complementary colors, your tertiary colors, and your analogous colors. What ones work together well and what ones don't. And you want to simplify too to help your products shine above anything else by limiting the colors that are used in your web design or shop floor. So going back to the images of Castaway Yarn Shop, they're using mainly white furniture and merchandising, shelving, etc., to create breathable space so that their product is the highlight. And I also like to keep this acronym in mind when I'm designing, be it merchandising space, promo graphics, working on a website, is KISS. Some people know as keep it simple, stupid. I like to say keep it simple, savvy, because I like to think they're all savvy, crafty business owners. So how to KISS. You want to limit the number of colors so your result is both bold and breathable. Bold meaning that there are some colors that are saturated enough that they can't be missed. It's clear, it grabs attention, it lacks confusion, and it builds trust. Breathable meaning neutral or less saturated. This sinks into the background and doesn't compete with your bold color choices or your bold products, creating a calm response. Why bold and breathable? Successful promotions, successful marketing, successful design, they're all clear. There's not confusion. Bold and breathable provides a path for your shopper's eyes to follow with the space to take the information in. So here I have the online shop of Castaway, and you can see that they really took a very bold and breathable approach to their website. It's very clear to discover what type of yarn weight you want to shop. So again, I'm not confused here when I'm looking. If I want lace, I know exactly where to go. If I want Aran weight, I know exactly where to go. And the less confusion points, the more trust you build. So colors for online clicks and sales, because we know that color is important now. We know it affects everything. So there are multiple studies that show certain colors encourage online shoppers to click through call to action buttons more than others. 4 colors rank at the top, and that's red, green, blue, and orange. And I'm going to go through all these points, but I'm going to give you the visual that's nicer to look at than all these words. So red comes in at first with 20% of the conversion when it's tested. So red, again, is an action driving color, and it's warm, bold, honestly, nervous system triggering color. You'll find this for promos like big sales. You'll also see this for a lot of big box stores. We have Target, Michael's. I'm trying to think of another big store that uses red in their branding, Costco. There we go. So this is one that is great to use. Red is great to use, be it for your buttons or your promos. However, I would use it sparingly because it is so bright and can be triggering. Next up is green. Green is um, most commonly used on more eco-friendly or sustainable promoting websites, or with those practices such as like yoga studio. However, an interesting note is that green does outperform red on call to action buttons when in the text space. So if you have maybe some high-end or technical machines or tools in your business, you might want to consider a green button for learn more about this, or buy now, add to cart for maybe a long arm machine. Next up is blue. So blue influences conversion rate of clicking those buttons in a more indirect way. Unlike red, which is triggering, blue tends to create a more calm and trusting experience. And where you'll see this in your day-to-day life is think of how many banks and financial institutions implement blue in their branding and also in all their buttons to click through, to sign up for a new account, to log in, etc. PayPal, US Bank, Bank of America, etc. And then lastly is orange. Orange is a great color to use because it is bright and bold and warm and engaging like red. However, it's a little bit dialed down compared to red. It's not quite as in your face. Orange also performs best on clean, simple websites and ones that are more positivity and adventure driven. Uh, Orange is nice because it does stand out against most other colors. So you can use it as your bold focus color, or it works really well, and I think best, on muted websites where it's mainly white or black as um, the background or main color, and then you have orange as your focus and highlight. A brand that uses this really well and is adventure focused would be Harley Davidson. We all know the Harley Davidson orange and black. And moving on, I just wanted to wrap it up with some notes to keep in mind. Please be mindful of your color choices now that you have this extra information here, both in which colors you use and where they're placed. You can also try A and B testing and see which spot works for you best, which color works for you best. Your products and your services should be the star of your show, but your brand colors and then the colors you use for every little aspect below that are what makes that show cohesive. So again, products and services, star of the show, branding makes that show cohesive. And lastly, have fun. Now I'm going to open it up to questions. Any questions?
I have a quick question. This is Nicole with So Much More.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, I'm sorry I joined late, so maybe you mentioned it at the beginning. But does it have to be like a primary color of orange, red, or green, or can it be like a shade or a hue? Does that matter?
No, you can use shades and hues. When you do get into hues, I would be intentional that you're balancing out um, warm versus cool when you're creating your whole color palette. But yeah, you can play with shades and hues. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anything else? We are available. Rebecca and I are available to talk about anything. Okay. Well, then we'll wrap up and let you get back to your busy day. Our next office hours will be January 22nd. That's Wednesday. It'll be 2 p.m. Central, and it's about strategies to increase your average order value. All right, take care. Have a great December.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thanks, Rebecca.